Welcome to Family Gaming TV. I'm with Omar Woodley, producer on Castle of Illusion. And now, before we get into the game, you're called Omar, but I understand you haven't watched The Wire.
I have not watched The Wire.
So that's one takeaway immediately from this interview.
Yep.
Go and just get season 1 and have a watch, because there's a character, Omar, who's a bit special. So
is he a good guy or a bad guy?
Well, it's in The Wire you don't really get good and bad, but on the surface he seems like a bad guy, but he's actually a good guy.
Okay.
Without spoiling it too much. Anyway, so Castle of Illusion. So this is a new title.
So this is a reimagining of a classic Sega Genesis title that we collaborated with Disney on back in 1990.
So how does the reimagined version differ? Is it a reworking, so it's reskinned, or is it actually completely new game?
So it's a completely new game reimagined with today's technology, with new visual effects, new high fidelity visual special effects, and new engine.
And so in terms of what platforms it will be on, and this is PS3 behind us.
Yeah,
what else will it be?
Today at E3 we have PS3 and XBLA versions. More information coming on the other platforms later. It's in the game, pretty dynamic.
Cool, well we just started the game, so maybe we'll sort of turn around.
So right now we're exhibiting the Toyland level. This is the first level of the Toyland environment. And some of the new areas that you'll see are the boats hanging from the mobile, from the ceiling, and we've added in a few enemies to bounce off and kind of drive the dynamic platforming element. Some of the dynamic enemies and classic enemies that we've remodeled and made for the game. So we have the classic toy soldier, the Jack-in-the-Box, and you still have the ability to bounce off the enemies and get a higher bounce if you successfully take them out. And this is an example of some new content that we've added, what we call the illusionary world. And if you manage to make it all the way to the end of this, you're rewarded with a hidden collectible that will unlock, undisclosed unlockables in the game.
And so how long will the game take to complete, to play through it?
We're not disclosing that information yet either. It's quite challenging, and if you're trying to get 100% completion, it drives the time of play, extensively higher.
And so in terms of how the gameplay changes through the game, you've got sections like this, you've got the side-scrolling platforming. Is there any other style of gameplay in there?
So this is an example of our 3D over the head or back behind the shoulder camera, and then we'll transition back to a 2.5 perspective. And really the majority of the platforming element of the game is done in this perspective, and then some of the challenges or puzzles are transitioned back to a 3D perspective. And here's another new area that we've added in to kind of drive the platforming dynamic with the bounce pads and add a little bit extra fun into the game.
So working with a character like Mickey, I imagine there's challenges of that, because he's a well-known individual, and obviously there's various interested parties to protecting, how he sounds, how he looks.
Yeah.
How did that work in terms of the game production?
So Disney was really supportive in our development. They were really helpful with the models and the direction we wanted to go with Mickey. So when we were designing him and building him and his physics for the game, we didn't want to go straight too far from the original. We maintained his kind of floaty jump and the ability to recorrect your direction in the midway. And a lot of the environment is built around that dynamic and that mechanic. And concerning Mickey, in the original, it was one of the first games to do one of the idle animations. And so and that brought a lot of personality to the original game. And so we've actually expanded that for this version, and he has quite a few different animations. He has an idle, a crouch, a little strut walk, and then we've kept the classic on the edge, oopsie animation, which is one of the key ones for me to remember. But yeah, we've just really given him a lot of personality in the game, and we really feel that the fanboy will really appreciate that.
So yeah, it's great to see some of the game. Thanks for that. Is there a date when we can get our hands on it?
We're just hinting out right now, summer 2013. It'll probably be in a few months released.
Okay, well I look forward to when it hits the streets and giving it a play myself. Thanks a lot.
Yep, thank you.
Cheers, everyone.